Welcome back to the Neuro Finance Masterclass. In our last session, we talked all about how compound interest can, literally build an empire. But every powerful force has a shadow, a flip side. And today, we're going to dive into its dark side, what's famously known as the latte factor. We're about to uncover how these tiny, seemingly innocent little habits can quietly sabotage your entire financial future. This right here, this captures a pretty brutal truth. The law of compounding is completely impartial. It doesn't care. It's this incredibly powerful engine that can drive you towards wealth, for sure, but it works just as hard, just as relentlessly in reverse. It can drain your future, one small purchase at a time, and it's so important to understand how this force is operating in our daily lives. So this is where the latte factor comes into play. It's really the perfect example of what we'd call a cognitive blind spot. See, when we buy a $5 coffee, our brain just writes it off. It's a trivial microtransaction, right? It's nothing. But the whole discipline of neurofinance is about learning to override that feeling and instead look at the cold, hard math. And this slide just lays out that disconnect perfectly. On one hand, your brain registers $5, no big deal. But what's the mathematical reality? Well, that's $150 a month. Now, what if you took that $150 and invested it in something like an S&P 500 index fund, say at an average 8% return? What happens in 30 years? Well, it turns into over $200,000. So let's be really clear here. This isn't a $5 decision, it's a $200,000 decision. Yeah, $200,000. That isn't the price of a coffee. That is the price of a habit. It is the future wealth that you are trading for a simple 10-minute caffeine fix. This is a perfect example of compounding working against you. And what this all really boils down to is a core economic principle you've probably heard of: opportunity cost. Every single dollar you have can do one of two things. It can be spent now for immediate gratification, or it can be invested to go to work for you later. The latte factor is just this principle in action every single day. Think about it. Every small habitual purchase, whether it's that coffee, a snack from the vending machine, an unused subscription, it forces this exact choice. You're picking between a momentary rush today or years of financial freedom tomorrow. One of our sources put it in this really powerful way. With each mindless tap of your card, you are basically assassinating the very dollar soldiers that could have fought for your freedom down the road. Now, let's be crystal clear about something. This is not about deprivation. The goal of neurofinance isn't to make you miserable or to argue that you should never, ever enjoy your money. That's a huge misconception. The real focus here is on just one thing: being intentional. The real enemy isn't the coffee. It's what we call unconscious leakage. This is the money that just disappears on autopilot. It slips right through your fingers, driven by pure habit and maybe even boredom, not because it brings you any genuine joy. Look, if a $5 coffee is truly the highlight of your day, then by all means buy it, and buy it consciously. The goal isn't to eliminate joy, it's to plug the financial leaks that are caused by just mindless spending. Okay, so this brings us to today's cognitive task. It's time to move from theory to actually doing something about it. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to become a forensic accountant for your own life. We're going to hunt down these unconscious leaks and redirect that capital to where it can actually serve your long-term goals. Here's your 4-step action plan. It's simple. First, pull up your last 30-day bank statement. Second, get out a highlighter and mark every single transaction under $10 that was just driven by habit, not something that gave you true value. Third, add it all up. Calculate the total monthly amount of this leaked capital. And finally, this is the most important step, you have to automate it. Set up a recurring transfer for that exact amount from your checking account into your investment account. This is how you literally transform a financial drain into your most powerful wealth-building asset. So we'll leave you with this question. Coffee is just the classic example, right? But your leak, it might be a daily snack, it might be an unused subscription you forgot about, or maybe it's just constant delivery fees. Take a hard, honest look at your own habits and find it. What is your $200,000 habit? Because answering that question, that's the very first step toward reclaiming your financial future.